Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, CCX here. Welcome back to more Grandia. In the last episode, we entered the Castle of Dreams and took a good 40 minutes of actually getting through the area. That's not going to happen in the second optional dungeon, the Soldier Graveyard. Now, to be able to find the Soldier Graveyard, be sure to come into the north side of the Zell Desert. And once you're on the north side, just head towards the east. Or you can go ahead and just press the R2 button to go ahead and have the map compass direct you into the Soldier Graveyard. Now, the Soldier Graveyard, I will make a quick warning. In the first area that you're in, well, the two areas that you're in, there's nothing here, like, at all. Special scenario. This dungeon is a special scenario to enjoy combat play only. It has no part to the story. Well, no, of course not. There's only one save point in this entire dungeon, and the dungeon is kind of like a maze, but it's no maze like, unlike I was about to say Palace of the Dead. Wow, I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV way too much. I'm sorry, I just can't wait for Stormblood, guys. I mean, have you guys seen the benchmark? I mean, seriously. Red Mage, man. Red Mage. Oh, God. Yeah, I've been working on everybody's buffs and everything, and we learned some new moves here and there, but not to be worn anything special, in all honesty. Got Protect, which I didn't really realize that. We still haven't learned How Slash. I also don't recommend equipping Justin Lightning Thunder Sword, because just like all your typical elemental weapons, it's kind of good. Some of these enemies don't really like it all that much. Now we have Sandman here, which are not weak to Earth, or nor are they weak to magic all that much. And we got Cerberuses, which are just recolors of the Hellhound enemies. Most of these enemies can all be beaten by physical attacks, and I recommend only using physical attacks. Mind you, it doesn't really matter in all the grand scheme of things. Also, another quick warning. Barely any of these enemies will give you any sort of money, like, at all. They give you, like, nothing of any value of money, which is a bit shameful, but what are you going to do? I'm going to end up running into that, but hopefully I don't get myself an ambush. Before I go ahead and get myself attacked again, I recommend stocking up on blue potions and gold potions. Why? Because during this entire dungeon, you are going to be wasting a lot of SP and also MP, so I recommend having these. You're also going to do this again when you end up doing the Tower of Temptation. Well, yeah. Anyways, the area here has the compass doesn't really tell you where you're supposed to go, unlike in the Castle of Dreams. There also are a lot of traps here too, because why not? So yeah, we got Will-O-Wisp enemies, which are just the red versions of said fire enemies. They have an attack that's a hand, which just goes straight towards your party. So yeah, but they are also still weak to physical attacks. Like I said, most of the enemies here are all weak to physical, which is glorious, and I mean, it's understandable considering the game ends up saying, hey, it's a place worth a combat. But look how much money that we barely get from fighting those enemies. The enemies here are really, really not worth it. Now, the other problem about the Soldier Graveyard is that you can technically get lost very easily in this place. In fact, there are a lot of twists and turns that you don't really need to go through. Like, if you see a money bag, don't go for it, because chances are it's just surrounded by a bunch of Will-O-Wisp enemies, which you don't really need to fight at all. So I recommend taking it semi-slow, I want to say, because if you take it too fast, you might end up... By the way, I love how that enemy is clipping there, and I think I'm going the wrong direction. Wait. No, I'm not. Okay, good. All right, there you go. But anyways, yeah. You just essentially just want to be careful in where you're going. You can get lost in this area, but as I stated before, I'm practicing most of these areas. Tower of Temptation is going to be like a different whole beast, and I'm not going to like it. But now that I did practice this area, and knowing that most of these enemies are weak to physical, and I don't have to waste my time using magic attacks all that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you want to level up your magic attack, go right ahead. It's just that with the way how the level up system is now, since we've been grinding like nothing else, we can barely get the experience that we want. Alright. Now, this here is a heavy shield. Heavy shield allows you to go ahead and carry heavy things. You can get rid of the Emperor's bow. You can also get rid of the scarab and another scarab and another scarab. God damn, we got like 3 of them damn things. Whatever. Anyways, what you want to do next is you want to drop down. You see that hole right over there? You want to go through there. How would you be able to know that? I don't know. You actually won't be able to know that. A lot of these optional dungeons, I'm pretty sure the NPCs will probably end up stating things here and there. But to be fair, people barely listen to NPCs in these games. Anyways, this is the second area of the Soldier Graveyard, which will be your entrance to getting to the end. You want to drop down here, and there are going to be enemies here. Like I said, even this area is pretty manageable and short if you know where you're going. It's not that I don't know where I'm going or have like anything to say. It's more so the fact that I don't want to go ahead and waste any time like I did in the Castle of Dreams. Because I'm going to say, I apologize. You actually don't need to waste that much time. Don't go down there. That's how you get back to the entrance. You want to come down here, and then you want to go this path, and then you want to go here. And all right, now we're in the main area of the Soldier Graveyard. Now, the game doesn't really much tell you this, to my knowledge. There are invisible walls in this entire area. Well, not in this area specifically, when you get over here. Now, the difference between... Oh, God. Stupid damn couch. Anyways, the thing about this area is that every time you go to a wrong path or anything, enemies will spawn. But that's not really the most gripeness that you really have to manage. You also have to find a key to be able to get into a door. How do you be able to find said key? Well, you just do. That's it. Now, we don't want to go down there just yet. We want to continuously keep going. We don't want to go up. We want to go this way in this direction. All right. I'm gonna go in the same area, the same way how I went in when I was doing this in the practice file. That way I technically know. By the way, that does not say experience, that says expensive jewel. Don't be fooled. Now you want to drop down because you kind of need to. And we'll be in the second floor on the B West. And we got ourselves new enemies here, and here's the door right here. This is the door that you're gonna need a key for. You can be able to find said key very easily, mind you, by watching out for these enemies here. Okay. I already knew we were going to run into them or whatever. Alright. Now, you actually don't have to fight those guys. They won't really give you anything, but they are also new enemies. One of them is called a space thing. Now, like I said, the gimmick of this area is that you're going to be clipping through walls and whatnot. How would you be able to know all that? I don't know. I think at some point you probably will kind of figure that you can be able to clip through things. I don't know. The game is weird. Anyways, I'm just going to take care of these 2 willow whips. So, cutting as usual. Alright. So, pick up the key. And now, there is a weapon here for Justin and Rep, which is an ice sword. But you guys already know how I feel about elemental weapons. They don't really do anything. And I managed to actually get back attack from these enemies, which, alright, whatever. Anyways, I guess I can showcase who the hell they are. These are Wolfmen in space-time armor. Space-time armor are interesting. In fact, I'm going to just say this now. You guys are not going to see what any of these enemies do because we're just going to kill them all in one hit.
There's no use in hiding.
And thank you, Rep. I love your side thrower. And yeah, no. Just no, okay? Just no. That's why I can never really give much details on what any of these enemies are. I mean, like I said, most of these enemies are all weak to physical attack. So use physical weapons. Don't use magic. Magic is completely useless against... Well, I won't say that magic is completely useless. You can still get your mileage out of it. It's just that don't stress over if you can't be able to kill anything without magic. Alright. Now, is this the area with the... Okay, alright, good. I can showcase the sword. Alright, there are 2 areas here. One ends up spawning an enemy, which I didn't even realize exists. First off, don't think that these guys are stationary. These guys will move if you end up passing by them. So, let's go and fight them. These guys are known as, I think, Iron Giants or Iron Men. All I know is that they have a crap... Okay, Iron Giant. Alright, good. These guys are not the type of Iron Giant I was thinking of. These guys have a crap load of HP, but the thing about them that makes them very good in terms of fighting is that you only fight 2 of them per fight, so that's always good. You do have to fight 3 of them, all 3 of them to actually get through, but it's whatever. You'll be fine. But they do end up sporting a very quote-unquote powerful weapon, I want to say. It's not really that powerful. It's okay, I guess. So yeah, I mean, these secret dungeons are pretty entertaining, to say the least. I mean, at first, like I said, I never even had the capabilities of even doing these secret dungeons because I didn't know where they were. I never ran into them even when I first played them. I never ran into the soldier graveyard door. I never ran into the Castle of Dreams. I just went along with the compass. And that's probably the reason as to why I probably went the wrong directions, because I was more so following the compass. And if I knew about these secret dungeons prior, because I will say this, the items in these 2 dungeons specifically, where the Tower of Temptation is basically trumping both of them, they give you a lot of good weapons. Like, I'm sorry, to a point where it really is disgusting if you go after them early on. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can finish these dungeons with the current party that you have when you first come here. You can finish it with Melidia. You can do the dungeons with Melidia. Nothing is stopping you from doing these dungeons with Melidia. I just don't want to because, well, I usually always do it with Melidia, and to be honest, with Melidia who's not going to even be in our party, I'd rather have a teammate who's going to be here permanently throughout the entire game, throughout the entire story of the game, rather than bringing in a party member who's not going to even be with us. Sure, I know at that point when you end up realizing that the experience is not really worth it at all, yes, it is a bit of a problem. I do agree. Because the experience that you're getting here kind of doesn't really warrant much of a deal of having Melidia with you, since you barely get any experience from fighting these enemies. It's a bit shameful, really, because the Tower of Temptation is the same exact gimmick. You don't gain no experience from that either, and it kind of ends up saying, then what the hell is the point? The point of the area is essentially, you're more so going there to gain items. You're not going there for the experience. But there is, I want to say, one set of enemies in the Tower of Temptation that can give you a lot of experience. I forgot what it is, but then again, Tower of Temptation is going to be a practice run. Who knows? I'm probably going to also make the Tower of Temptation 2 parts, because that area is really, really long. Even when you try to go and look up a guide, like, the guide kind of goes on forever. I can follow the said guide, but yeah, like I said, it's probably the main reason as to why I want to do it post. Because even practicing in the game can probably screw me over. And like I said, you also have to fight 3 bosses, so there's that too. 3 bosses are not that bad, though. They can be difficult if you don't really remember the strategy that you utilized before. Ah, damn it. Alright, let me see. Well, we don't need the Holy Mace anymore, and we also don't need the Death Mask. Ice Blade gives you ice probabilities, and that is it. Only useful against fire enemies, not even useful against any other enemies. Now, cutting. Alright. That end up taking care of those enemies. That jewel, that accessory that we picked up is called prevents magic. Wait, hold on. Oh, you can just prevents move, magic, block, and refresh. So you can just utilize that. Ha. Is that what most of these weapons can do with the ones with the elemental properties? If that is the case, then I never knew that. I never really paid much attention to it. Anyways, we're done here. We can leave now. Now we can go ahead and head for the boss. Oh, yeah, you guys thought that oh, wait. Huh. I forgot this area. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I remember this area. No, I don't know why I'm lying. Alright. After fighting those wonderful will-o-wisp enemies, I actually forgot this area. This is an all seed, which I essentially would just give to Justin because reasons. Anyways, well, we actually don't. We were gonna come down to this path anyways, because that treasure chest right there is our goal. And if you probably got like a slight glimpse, you probably saw. All right. Okay. Now, as I stated before, you probably saw a slight glimpse of who the boss is. If you did, good. If you didn't, well, don't you worry, viewers. We're actually going to fight the boss right now. After we go up here, we should be... Yeah, okay, now we're in the area. Okay, I know we're probably... open the door and go through. All right. Now, before you head straight, you want to go to the left and right first, because the left and right is essentially your main goal. It sports two items that you technically are gonna, well, one of them sports two items that you're gonna technically need. The first item is, well, a bunch of enemies running around. You want to know why it's called the Soldier Graveyard? Well, there are 4 soldier souls. Now, I'm not sure if you need to actually keep it within your inventory, but just in case, and I don't feel like, you know, screwing up and with any ways, I kind of am going to keep said item with me. Now, I can affect it against humans. Well, I guess that will be probably useful against the boss that we're facing. Can you guys guess who the boss is? Now, the other thing I should warn you, every time you pick up a soldier soul, enemies will be spawned in said room. You can actually pass these enemies by just walking, so you don't have to actually really fight them all that much. Now, that's one of the soldier souls. Now, before you keep going straight, you want to go to the other side, and then keep going here. And you'll be able to find yourself another soldier soul. Yeah, I know, it's weird, too, to have this type of dungeon. You want to go ahead and make sure you check your surroundings, and as I figured, I'm not sure if we'll run into them. We might or might not. And that is our second soldier soul. Alright, and once you have obtained your second soldier soul, just don't use your healing items just yet. Just prep yourself up after you finally get past this one room. Oh, same thing, huh? Well, I guess that's easy for nothing. And they clearly see us, but they're not going to even harm us. Whatever. Anyways, once you have collected those 2 soldier souls from the east and west, just go ahead and heal yourself up. Heal your party members to full. And just be prepared to fight the boss that we basically have already fought before. By the way, it's a boss that we haven't seen in a while since Disc friggin' 1. Oh, Justin's the only person who got hit. Oh, Justin, you're slipping, boy. Anyways, I think that might be the last blue potion I have to actually use. Not the res potion. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, and that's it. And now we utilize this. Okay, and we should have a couple more. Gold for the win. Is that it? Is that all we really have? Oh, no, we don't. We have... okay, and that's it. Alright. Once you end up realizing that all your party members are fully ready to go, say hello to a reskin of Master Chung, the Kung Fu Master. And prepare for the most excruciating boss fight in the entire game. The Kung Fu Master is here, and he's here to treat you. Now, the Kung Fu Master is the same exact person that you fought when you first fought Master Chung. Now, there is a slight disadvantage that this guy has. Considering the fact that he is fast, he also does sport Vanish because every boss nowadays has Vanish. But that's kind of not the thing that makes him pathetic. I did a practice file of this, and let's just say he didn't get not one hit off of anybody. He died. We basically got a perfect run. I mean, mind you, we couldn't beat him in one go, but we managed to get a perfect run. It's kind of hilarious. So what you do here is you continuously keep wailing on him, keep whacking him in the face, so that way he can get continuously stunned. See, him being just one enemy is a very massive disadvantage for him, to be honest. Like, it's a very huge disadvantage. It's kind of sad, really. But yeah. He thinks that he's going to go ahead and be able to do something. In fact, the first move that he's going to try to do is Vanish, because, as I stated before, anytime you end up building your stats, that's the first move that the bosses will try to do. And that's kind of a waste in terms of skill, because it means that they're not going to go ahead and be able to do anything. And we just keep whacking him, and then he won't be able to get, like, no chance of being able to hit us. And yeah, this is the entire boss fight. I'm sorry I won't be able to actually showcase his moves, but I guess that's probably the difference when you end up bringing Melidia with you. If you bring Melidia with you, you can be able to see all of his fantastic moves. All of his punching moves. But I will probably end up just saying that I will probably just safely say that he probably just has the same exact moves that he had when you first fought him. But anyways, I think it's time to actually defeat Master Chung with Fina's ultimate technique. Enjoy the gloriousness of World's End.
Oh, spirits of red, use the furious flame to crush evil into dust!
Oh yeah. 999, baby. By the way, that's always an automatic 999. That's not a that's not something that just that's random. That you will always do 999 with World End. Well, end of the world. Nah, whatever. Anyways, you end up getting yourself a satisfactory gem, but you think that you're done, but you're not. You need to get the last 2 soldier gems, and funny enough, he blocks the last 2 areas where the soldier gems are. So, just like before, you go left and right to be able to go ahead and find yourself a bunch of enemies traveling about. You can be able to just walk past these guys. You don't really have to fight them all that much. I don't recommend leaving this area just yet because there is it this one that has it, or am I thinking of another? Oh boy, I keep forgetting that enemies do spawn very rapidly in this place, and that's the problem with doing this, is that you do have to suffer with enemies coming at you. There's more so like a lot of accessories in this area, more so than anything. And this accessory is the Y medal. The Y medal allows you to restore SP during attacks. Now, this is something I have a problem with. What is the difference between the two? Because one of the equipments that Justin has now does the same thing. It ends up except it restores a lot during attacks. So what the crap is the difference? I don't get it. Like, I'm actually really legitimately confused. And I also think that I missed an item here, which ends up giving like another knife. Then a Wolfman is supposed to show up, but if I miss it, I miss it. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it's a weapon that's gonna go ahead and literally break the game. Nothing breaks the game, okay? Nothing breaks the game. I don't even know what's going on, but whatever. They're not gonna even get the advantage to even hit us. Alright, and that's actually really it, really. That's really the Soldier Graveyard in a nutshell. As I stated before, if you know where to go and you follow the path that I went to, I hope that you do follow the path that I went to, you can essentially finish this dungeon in under 30 minutes. Well, 30 minutes if you don't cut out the battles, but I'm pretty sure with me cutting out fights, this part is probably going to be very, very short. I actually don't know how short it's going to be, considering I'm not really good at estimating times whenever I'm cutting things, but whatever. Once you obtain all soldier souls, the cutscene will play, and the chest will lower itself. Now, you guys probably wondering, what's so special about that chest? You just got yourself something that basically restores your SP and everything. Yeah, that's not really a great item. The item here, really? The main spoils of war for this area is actually a very wonderful accessory, introducing the magic ring that is called the Energy Charm. Now, what is the Energy Charm, you may ask? Well, it's essentially a thing that I'm going to equip to Justin right away, because this is what the Energy Charm does. Instead of the Energy Ring, we got ourselves the Energy Charm. Hell's SP usage. Now, you guys are probably wondering, shouldn't you probably give that to Rep? No, not necessarily, since Justin is the main character that's going to be throughout the entire rest of the game. him being able to utilize Dragon Cut, Heaven and Earth Cut, Midair Cut, Thor Cut, all those wonderful abilities. Having this energy charm allows him to be able to spam it a lot more frequently. So that's kind of the reason as to why. And I think I do remember that the wing boots are something that I do give Justin in my current playthrough in the PSP version. But yeah, once this is basically the spoils that you need to get during this run of the Soldier Graveyard. And once you've gotten it, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else to really say about this area. I mean, I probably will just give Rep the energy ring to restore his SP a lot during attacks, because to be fair, it is better for him for the most part, because I do utilize his ability a lot. So yeah, and that's it. That's it. You're pretty much done with the Soldier Graveyard. Once you've finished all the monsters, you can just leave. And it's, like I said, it's a very interesting dungeon, very interesting concept. It's not as confusing. It was confusing the first time, but then again, that's you can say that for pretty much every single dungeon in the entire friggin' game, that most of them are always so difficult to beat the first time. But yeah, I'm just going to cut until I get back outside, because to be honest, there's actually literally nothing for me to talk about. So, BRB, guys. And with that, that is the end of the Soldier Graveyard, ladies and gents. It's not really a bad dungeon. It's not that difficult. It's, it could be confusing for first-time goers, but, it's a good dungeon to do, even at early game. The boss might give you a bit of a difficult time, because just like Master Chung, when you first fought him, he's also, except this one is like a revamped version, except he's super fast. And of course, his spin kick kicks everybody. And of course, he also has Vanish. I also love that he kind of quit using Vanish and decided to just utilize spin kick instead. But anyways, guys, we have one more secret dungeon to do, and it's the penultimate. The Pinnacle Ultimate one. Pinnacle? Nah, it's the ultimate secret dungeon in the entire game. In the final episode of Secret Dungeon Grandia, we will be taking on the Tower of Temptation. I've been CCX, and I will go ahead and try to take some Advil, because this dungeon is going to be a pain in the ass. See you guys in the next episode. See yas!